In the heart of the whispering woods, Ember, the fiery cat, wandered restlessly, her flame-like fur glowing in the fading sunlight. She was always moving, always searching for something she couldn't quite name, something warm and familiar. Deep down, Ember feared that her fiery energy might be too much for others, but she kept looking, hoping to find someone who could stay close to her warmth. In her youth, Ember's caregivers had loved her, but their love often felt distant. Her mother was warm but inconsistent, her father quiet and emotionally reserved. She had learned early on to burn brighter in hopes they would notice, always seeking validation that seemed just out of reach. One evening, while Ember danced around a golden meadow, she spotted Drift, the serene river cat, lounging by a quiet stream. His fur shimmered like morning mist, cool and soft. He moved slowly, his calm eyes reflecting the peace of the flowing water around him. Drift had been raised in the soothing flow of the river, but his parents had been emotionally withdrawn, teaching him to remain calm and detached to avoid intensity. When Ember saw Drift, something about him felt oddly familiar. His stillness reminded her of the quiet, distant presence she had known as a kitten. Drift, too, was drawn to Ember's fiery light, the kind of warmth he had always avoided but secretly craved. In that moment, without words, they felt a pull, an invisible thread connecting them. They were opposites, yet they saw in each other what they both needed. Ember, seeking the cool safety of Drift's quietness, and Drift craving the warmth of Ember's fire, though he feared it might consume him. This attraction wasn't random, it was the pull of something much deeper, shaped by their childhood experiences. They had unconsciously chosen each other because they both carried the echoes of unmet needs from long ago. As they spent more time together, their differences felt harmonious at first. Ember's energy brought light to Drift's world, and Drift's calm grounded Ember's restlessness. They felt a sense of balance as they wandered the forest together, Ember darting ahead in excitement, Drift trailing behind in quiet observation. But soon, Ember's energy, once a playful flicker, grew more intense. She wanted Drift to walk closer, to share in her excitement and warmth. She would nudge him when he lagged behind, her eyes bright with expectation. "Why don't you move faster?" she would ask, her voice carrying a nervous edge, though she meant no harm. Drift, feeling the pressure of her flames, would withdraw, slipping into the cool mist of the riverside, where her heat couldn't reach him. Ember didn't understand. She only wanted to feel closer, to be reassured that Drift wouldn't drift too far. But the more she reached for him, the further he seemed to slip away. Unconsciously, Ember was replaying the familiar dynamics of her childhood, trying to shine brighter, hoping to earn Drift's attention, just as she had done with her parents. For Drift, Ember's fire was both beautiful and overwhelming. He loved her warmth, but too much of it made him uncomfortable. He longed for the cool, steady flow of the river where things moved slower, calmer. He needed space to think, to feel safe. When Ember pushed him to stay close, it stirred something old inside him, a fear of being consumed by feelings he didn't know how to handle. His retreat mirrored the emotional distance he had learned from his caregivers, slipping away when things felt too intense. And so the first sparks of conflict began to flicker between them. Ember would try to shine brighter, hoping Drift would stay in her warmth. Both were trying to heal old wounds. Ember needed the reassurance and closeness she had always sought, while Drift longed for connection, but feared the intensity that came with it. The unconscious familiarity that had drawn them together now created tension. Ember burned with the need to feel close, while Drift sought the safety of distance, They were reenacting the emotional dynamics of their pasts, unaware that the conflicts they faced were not just about the present, but echoes of their childhood experiences. They didn't understand why this was happening, only that it hurt. In the cool of the evening, as they sat by the stream in silence, the first question hung heavy between them, unasked but felt. Could fire and water truly walk the same path without one extinguishing the other?